Hi, this is Drew Rosa, and I'm here with Connie Tran and Jessica Smith. We're here to show you the Windows 7 Ease of Access tools. The Ease of Access Center is a central location that you can use to set up the accessibility settings and programs available in Windows. In the Ease of Access Center, you'll find quick access for setting up the accessibility settings and programs included in Windows.
First talk about the Windows speech recognition, and so we're going to get that started up here. Let's see. Go to the Start menu, Control Panel, and then Ease of Access, and then the second one down to Speech Recognition. They do recommend that you take the speech tutorial so your computer recognizes your voice more easily, and then you also need a microphone for the computer to hear you. So we're going to go up to the Start Speech Recognition, so I'm going to click on that. And once launching speech recognition, the first thing you need to do is tell the computer to start listening. When you click on the microphone button, it changes color to blue, and you will see listening in the feedback area. And then you'll know that your computer is listening. Right now, it's gray and it says that it's off. And I don't want to click it because it's not connecting properly and I just don't want to spend time with that. But if I do click on the microphone button, then it'll turn blue and you know it's on and it's ready to listen. If you want it to turn off, you either say stop listening or you click the microphone button again and it'll turn gray, and then you'll know that the computer is not listening to you. When you speak to the computer, you will see that the audio button, which is right next to the microphone button right here, next to the microphone, it'll move up and down when it talks, and that indicates to the computer that it's getting an audio signal from the microphone. When the computer is listening, it'll hear everything that you say, and it'll try to interpret each thing as a command or a dictation. And if there are times when you don't want your computer to listen, you either can mute the microphone or you just say stop listening. And next to the audio is the feedback area. And if the computer understands you, this area will tell you what the computer is doing as a result. If the computer doesn't understand what you are saying, it will display what was that in quotations. And the microphone button will change to orange. And if this happens, you say the command again or you try a different command. And at times, the text area will show the warning icon, and it'll show right here in the bottom right hand as a circle that's white. And then that is just indicating that your computer is not ready to accept commands. You can still dictate to your computer at that time, but it won't understand anything, or it won't do what you are telling it until that icon is gone. And then closing and hiding speech recognition, there is an X button right here, and that will close out of it. Or you could minimize it, which is the little minus sign right there. So if you close down the speech recognition, you will have to relaunch the program and switch it on again for the computer to start listening to you. And then the minimize button will just you can either say hide speech recognition or show speech recognition. It just won't have the icon showing on your computer. And when you dictate, you need to pronounce your words clearly and try to speak in full sentences or meaningful sentence fragments. The computer will not punctuate for you, so you'll need to remember to say every punctuation mark out loud as you dictate. And then correcting mistakes, you say a word that you want to correct by saying, so if I'm saying the cat in the hat and it wrote bat, you say correct bat, and it'll highlight that word, and then you say whatever you want it to say, and a screen will pop up and it'll give you options, and then you just say, if cat is number 1, you say 1, and it'll highlight that and you say okay, and then it'll erase the bat and put cat.
So Jessica just demonstrated how to get into the Ease of Access Center through the Windows Start button, through Control Panel, and then clicking the Ease of Access icon, which is this little clock looking thing. But I'm going to show you another way, so I'm going to go ahead and exit out of there. Another option is to go to the Windows Start button. You click it, you go up to All Programs, up to Accessories, down to Ease of Access, and then bam, right there you see a few of the options that Ease of Access actually offers, including the one that I'm going to be talking about called the on-screen keyboard. So I'll go ahead and click that. So the moment you click Start on-screen keyboard or on-screen keyboard, it'll show up and you're free to move it around wherever you want on the screen. For today's demonstration, I'll go ahead and put it just on the bottom of the screen here. And in order to start typing, I'll go ahead and open up a Microsoft Word document. Of course, if you're on the internet or something like that, wherever the typing cursor is, you can also start typing there as well. So on the Word document, I'll go ahead and start typing something. So the regular routine where you click Shift in order to capitalize T-O. I'm going to say today, and luckily they have text prediction, so I'm going to go ahead and click today, since it's right there, is, oh, ta-da, Monday, oh, look at that, okay, Monday, and after each word they give you a space, so if you want to back up and add punctuation, go ahead and click backspace first, and then I'm going to make this exciting, so exclamation point, Shift, 1, and there it is. And then with this on-screen keyboard you can also do shortcuts as well. For example, if you want to select all of the text, you would click Control-A, and then things like bolding or italicizing you can also do as well, so like Control-B for example for, oh, in this case it unbolded, cool. And then, let's see, the start menu, the menu start key is also a shortcut on this keyboard. Just double clicking that will pop that right up. And then also the right click menu will show up as well. There's a little shortcut button right here on the bottom right, kind of to the right, the space bar, and to cut our copy really fast. And then I want to get a little bit into the options. You can also add the numeric part of the keypad just by checking the second box in the options menu. Click OK, and ta-da, there's up and down arrows, and also num lock, which switches on the numbers on the keyboard. And that's just a bit about the on-screen keyboard.
So we're going to talk about the Narrator next. And Narrator is a text-to-speech utility for people who are blind or have low vision. And Narrator reads what is displayed on the screen, either by contents of the active window, menu options, or text that has been typed. And I am in the Ease of Access Center right now, and I'm going to go click on the Start Narrator. And so what she just said was initializing. And so then I'm going to go into Word.
Technology is a blast. We learn so many new things.
So what she just did is I opened up Word and I already had a text written, and she read that to me. And then also if I wanted to type something,
O-B-A-Y space I-F space M-O-N-B-A-Y.
It'll tell me what I'm typing, so I am aware of what I am typing and if I make any mistakes. And also, so right down here, there's a little icon, a computer, and a thought bubble. I click on that, and this, there we go. And so this will bring up some options for you with voice settings, the speed, volume, and pitch, so you can choose that. So you can better understand what she's saying to you. And then also, if you go up to File and Exit, that will close out of Narrator. So then you would have to launch it back on if you wanted to turn it back on. So I'm going to turn it off, and that is a wrap.
Alright, so next up I'm going to be talking about the magnifier. So I'm already in the Ease of Access Center here, and I'm going to go down to one of the big four options, and I'm going to click Start Magnifier. So the first thing that happened was there was a big giant docked thing that's at the top of the screen, and basically that's one of the options for magnifier, a docked position where everywhere your mouse goes it will zoom in, but it will just show up at the top, so you would be looking only at one particular place, and maybe refer down to the main screen to see where you're going. But to change this option, say you don't like this option, you can go to the far left, and typically it'll be a magnifying glass icon, or it will already be like this small little menu looking thing, and I got to here just by clicking the magnifying glass. So you can minimize the view by clicking this minus button here, or make it bigger by clicking the plus sign. And then also, of course, I think you can just change the number as well if you needed to. So to change the position of the magnified part of the screen, you click on Views, and there's a drop-down menu. So we're looking at docked. The other option is full screen, which is where the whole entire screen will be magnified, and wherever your cursor goes, the screen will follow. So that's kind of helpful. If you don't want to just look at a small portion, you can look at the whole entire screen. So going back to the magnifying glass, you go down to Views again, and then the other option is the lens. So this is where you have a small box all around the cursor, so wherever the cursor goes, that little small section will be zoomed in on. So it kind of follows you around, and the screen also still kind of stays put, but you also have the option, or the flexibility of kind of moving around and seeing what you want to see. Let's see here, and then the last bit here is this little settings button, like a circular metal piece, not sure what it is. You go down, and there's a few other options here. I'm going to move it over. So you can turn on color inversion, which kind of flips the color so that there's higher contrast almost, and then you can uncheck the box to get rid of that. And then also for, let's see, I don't think I like this option. I'm going to go ahead and change it to, let's do docked version here. So going back to that settings, there's also options for tracking. So lately, or what you've been seeing is the magnifying part following the cursor, but you can also automatically focus on the keyboard, that, or wherever text is supposed to go. So in this case, it's called text insertion. So if you were to click on follow the mouse pointer to uncheck it, then the whole entire magnified portion will kind of stay still, and you can stay zoomed in on that one particular spot. And there's also things like fine-tuning and control of other parts of magnifier, but that's just a little preview of what magnifier can do for you.
Alright, so we've listened to a couple things. I just wanted to show you one more way to get to the Ease of Access Center. So right now it's open, but I'm going to go ahead and close it. And if I hit the Windows button on the keyboard, plus the letter U, it'll bring it right up. Very cool. So real quick, I just wanted to, a lot of times when you are coming in here, a lot of people don't know where to start. The nice part is, there's this little handy dandy area that says, not sure where to start. Get recommendations to make your computer easier to use. The reason I wanted to point this out is because even though it's yellow and highlighted, a lot of people still miss it. If you go through here, it'll take you through 5 different steps. The first one is on eyesight, and you just check the boxes that you think apply to you. You go through them. There's a dexterity one, where pens and pencils are difficult to use, a physical condition, a couple different other things. Hearing, same thing, another checkbox. Speech is the next one. And then you've got reasoning, which a lot of people have said is a little odd, but I think it's amazing that they have reasoning in here. Because for me, it's difficult to concentrate sometimes. So if you click Done, it will bring in the recommended settings for you. You can turn them on just by selecting each checkbox. So a lot of people don't know what sticky keys, toggle keys, and filter keys are. I just wanted to explain those a little bit. When using sticky keys, It's great for people with dexterity issues. It basically allows you to push one key at a time on the keyboard. Meaning if you want to do some of those keyboard commands like Control-C, Control-V for copy and paste, you can do that by hitting the Control button first and then the V button, which is really nice if you're having dexterity issues. The toggle keys is great because it makes a tone when either caps lock, num lock, or the scroll lock is pressed. That way people that may not be able to see well can at least hear that those things are being locked. And then filter keys just slows down keystrokes, which is really nice to be able to do, if you have dexterity issues. So if you have your finger on the key for too long, it won't just continuously type K. You can set up the amount of time that you want those on. Alright, so those are just those couple things explained. And as soon as you're ready, you hit the OK button. It applies the ones that you have, and you're ready to go. If you want to go back and adjust those, you can do the same steps and just go back through and uncheck the ones that don't make sense anymore. And you are done. So that concludes the walkthrough. Thank you guys so much.